Hello and good morning and welcome back to Create Mod. Today, I really want to explore the idea of building an automatic cobblestone generator with the Create Mod. Last time, we built ourselves an automatic wood farm using the Create Mod, using trains and this sort of thing. We got some really wild results, to say the least, right over here. Absolutely bonkers. So let's see if we can get some as bonkers results for cobblestone. So if you've been playing Minecraft for a bit, you know it's pretty simple to build a cobblestone generator. Just put your water here, your lava there, and just break the cobblestone. Not the most automatic process, but it is a place to kind of get the ball rolling from, as it, generates cobblestone. So Create Mod has this handy dandy thing called a deployer, which we can just straight up place off the back here, and our pickaxe too. Ooh. And just apply some rotational power to, and we'll automatically start breaking our cobblestone. We can increase the speed, and it'll just go a little faster. And you'll see it'll just slowly, why did it not go again? So of course the deployer actually has some issues because you need to reset the input every time that you break a block. It's a whole thing, so I don't think it's the route we should go. What we do have though are these handy dandy mechanical drills. So same thing, we can give them some rotational power, put it up to max, and they'll just automatically break the block, a new will form, and it'll immediately get back to it. Nothing to it at all. I think we could definitely scale this up to something incredible. So reorienting it this way gives us something we can automatically pick up down here, as well as just kind of repeat down like a line, and pretty much infinitely in any direction, for that matter. So you know what we're going to do now? We do just that. All right, so this right here is a very modularized design of what we just made. So if I just give it some rotational power and speed it up, you should notice they start just breaking them and get fed right on in. These are updating. We're seeing it's about 150 cobble per minute, which is actually just limited by the belts and shoot speed. Is this the most efficient way to do this? Probably not, but it is letting us see what our actual per minute is, which is closer to about 450 a minute. And it's all falling right down and into here, albeit a little slowly, but it's getting there. It's getting there. You can see this is actually slowly moving up as well. So this is pretty efficient. Each side produces 450 a minute, roughly 900 cobble a minute. So we're already at an amazing figure. Also, just to give you guys an idea of how much cobble that is per hour, we are looking at 54,000 cobble an hour for both lines combined. And this is a very easily modular design. We could just keep stacking this up in a big tower and just keep making more and more cobble, and we'd be set for life. There is only one big downside to this design, which is it uses an insane amount of stress capacity, meaning it isn't really helpful in survival. This uses about 20,000 stress capacity, a little less than that, which to get in survival is crazy. One windmill can generate a maximum of 8,000, so we're already struggling there. So can we make this not use a bunch of stress, as well as make even more cobble? That is the question that we are going to look at now. So there's a reason why I started the episode by our lovely wooden train farm, because I'm going to follow a similar idea that I did here, but for cobble, and we're going to see if it works. Because hypothetically, it just should. So if we can do that, we can minimize our stress capacity quite considerably. So let's go and see if we can do that. We're going to do a test train here. All right, so the first thing we're going to have to do is build the train. I mean, it's super simple to build train if you haven't already. And just put your train casing down, and then we just build a little frame around it. Again, nothing too crazy. We're going to need some super glue though. And then what's going to be unique about this is we're going to put this in a little shaft up here, if you will. I think that's how we're going to do it. It's going to look kind of funky, I'm not going to lie. But this is us just kind of experimenting with the idea, so it's okay. It's perfectly fine. It just needs a couple more items. This is probably one of the worst trains I've ever designed in my history of anything. Like, this thing looks really rough, but it looks actually like a sailboat. I kind of like that. All right, so now the next thing we have to build is the cobblestone generators. So we want the cobblestone to be in line with this drill. So we're going to build like a little track, if you will, for the drill, and it's going to follow the exact same rules. So we want the cobblestone to be generated there, everything else to kind of just work. All right, well, let's see if this interesting design here works. It's a bit rudimentary. I'm trying to figure out how to make it so we don't collide. All right, our train is glued. Let's assemble the train. It didn't give us any problems. So if we get in the controls, if we back it up, nothing happens. But if we move forward, we can see the drill start spinning. All right. It gets a little watery here, but it does work, kind of. It does get a little messy once we're like in there. And we also can't, I guess we can go back. Interesting. All right, let's just hold space. So we should be able to access this. And there's 4 cobblestone. The idea in concept works. Now we just gotta scale it up a little bit. And that's where it's gonna get a little interesting, if you will. By absolutely no means would I call this a good-looking train. It just looks like a cheddar van thing with thrusters. But let's go ahead and give it a try. So we should see we now have the little interface things. We have the drills on top, which now face both directions. So we should be able to go through without an issue. And there's now glass on the bottom of those to try to... Oh, they ran into an issue. Oh, we hit the end of the track. That's fine. Okay. All right, we've built a very small circuit. We have 2 trains queued up, ready to go. Now all we need is to build a schedule in order to, you know, get them to do what they need. So it's going to start at mining start. Lovely. That should work. So let's go and put our drivers in. We got our Gerald. Hi, Gerald. All right, you're going to be right there in the seat. I'm going to create some copies of the train schedule. For some reason, it does not like giving Gerald. There we go. So they should just work. So that's going to sit there. It can't go because this block section is full. That's okay. We're going to have it go around until they're empty. It's coming its way back around here. It'll come and stop there briefly and then continue on forward till it can pull in and fully unload. You can see it actually just dropped them all out instantly. It doesn't produce many items per second. It's because there really is only 1 track worth of stone here. It has to sit here waiting for a really long time too. I think we have some improving to do. So I've come across something kind of interesting that we can do. So if we go ahead and hop in the train here and move it, the drills actually work at this angle on the cobblestone. It'll still stop the train to dig it, but also the more we dig, the faster we get. This will allow us to compact this design down to allow for more cobblestone generators, because width is a big issue with drills because it'll break any block that it comes in contact with. All right, so I built this, which hypothetically should work. So let's go ahead and give it a try. So it should just pass right on through, slowly clearing out the cobblestone. Ooh, something's made of obsidian. That's not good. All right, back to the drawing boards. Let's go. I consolidated quite a bit. You can actually use trapdoors for cobblestone generators. Didn't realize that at first, but I realized they work now. So it pretty much means the water doesn't flow and doesn't break the lava. All right, so now that we know that this works, I want to try something real quick that will kind of enable this idea if it works. So for this idea, we're just going to build ourselves the most basic of all trains. This is all this train needs. We're gonna make these as simple as possible. We're gonna build a couple of these actually for this experiment. All right, now that we have a couple trains, if you will, assembled, we're gonna go ahead and add some block signals throughout the course, just so we can see block zones. Just give me 2 seconds. All right, we have all the signals set up. Now we just have to get the schedules I made to the Geralds. It's always a little funky, I found. Oh, now I'm sitting in the seat instead of Gerald. Gerald, get back. All right, it is now set up. So what we're testing, I think this one's also broken, is whether or not they'll automatically go to the different segments on the sides. So let's just do this for him. Clear up the zone. Make sure we get you. So what I'm seeing is it doesn't actually seem to want to allow these to go any which way, even though there is multiple route options. All right, we add another signal, which clears up a bunch of zones. It's always going to try to go through the middle, it looks like. What if I try to add some signals here? Will it allow it to go into a siding? So will it try to go to the left? It goes right, which is amazing. This is exactly what I wanted out of this. So now they'll automatically disperse to the different signals, to the different sidings. Perfect. This is what makes or breaks this idea, so I'm glad to see it works. All right, so now that we know this works, we're gonna go ahead and let the Geralds just go ahead and have fun in this little loop, and we're gonna go ahead and build the full scale version of this idea. So the first thing we're gonna need is a big old area to load and unload, just a couple wide. Alrighty, and let's go ahead and put the station. So I've been building this, but I just had an interesting idea. There is nothing stopping you from stringing multiple of these together in like an actual train. So we're gonna try that with this. We're gonna be running 2 cabs together at a time. We're gonna call these cabs. All right, we updated the design of the train a little bit. So these kind of act like little carriages on the back. Oh, I just had another idea. Now that's more like it. It's a bit crazy, but I think it's gonna give us a lot of items per minute or hour, whatever you want to call it, just by tying a lot of these together. All right, so we have the full setup going. We have 10 trains, and that's already killing my frames. So I want to add more. We definitely have room to add more, because ideally you would always have one unloading, and then you'd have the full shebang going on. But this is already killing frames, so I'm not gonna push it. Yeah, we're already 7% full, and we just turned it on. So here comes the train stopping now. You see it pulls up, pretty much instantly unloads everything, and then just leaves. And that's that. We're looking at ungodly amounts of cobble an hour. That's saying over 800,000 based off of the data we just got. You know, I might make this, not this scale, but something like this in my create series, because that'd be kind of fun. And it doesn't take an obscene amount of resources to make, which I think is the coolest part. I'd argue this is survival friendly to an extent, but I've done it again. I've used trains to do my bidding to create massive farms and create mod. It actually looks really cool with all the trains just kind of passing underneath the big section, because we have the small section over there, which arguably we don't need. We could probably just have a turn right there. Just if we were to fracture these ones in, which aren't getting counted for, it'd probably be looking like something similar. So probably something like 1, 2, 2.5 million, I'd say, an hour. We outdid the wood farm, and that's all that matters. Well, if you enjoyed seeing me absolutely push create mod in Minecraft to its limits again by creating 2.5 million items an hour cobblestone generator, be sure to like and subscribe for more. Let me know what else you want me to see me do in the comments down below, and I'll be seeing you all next time. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.